Yemwe rero kanguka burakeye nyiramana tujye guca agacuru.
To love or have loved, that's enough. Ask nothing further. There is no other pearl to be found in the dark folds of love. Today we bring you a story of a disabled man who went through unspeakable situations but still got a reason to go on with life, though people and he himself thought that he couldn't make it. It's funny how people put you down to the extent that you think you also got no future. But it's always good to put it in your mind that you are stronger than the situations you go through. The old man is called Joseph. He is 75 years old, though he does not have memory of him walking. His parents told him that when he was still a child, he was normal and could walk just like any other child. There came a time when he was infected by a serious disease. He was operated according to what his parents told him, and that's when he lost his ability to walk. According to his knowledge, by the time he gained senses, he found himself crawling on the ground, and at that moment, it did not bother him at all until he saw other children walking. This made his childhood very heartbreaking because most of his age mates did not want to talk to him, and neither did they want to play with him at any one moment. He was born in a family of 10, but he does not remember the place he was in all the 10 children. All he remembers is that 8 of them are dead and there are 2 remaining. Out of the 10 children, he was the only disabled one. And that was also frustrating because it was never easy for him to fit in. His family built a small house made of leaves for him because they knew that it was going to be very hard for him in future to ever do anything for himself. And that was all they could do for him at the moment. The house they built for him was made of leaves, which means when it rained, the house always got wet inside. Both of his parents died. Many of his relatives started asking him how he would make it in life because he was not able to work and he stayed in the house all day. They knew life on his side wasn't going to be easy, though they were also not rich. After being in a linking house for some years, he realized that he should do something to change that. And that's when he moved to the city and started sitting on the doorways of churches and mosques and started begging. Most of the people that walked in and out of churches and mosques used to give him coins because he was disabled and he was always seated on the doorway begging. He used to always save those little coins. After some good years, he managed to go to the village and build another house for himself. The house was made of mud all over it. It was not the best, but at least it was better than the one he had. And it is the one he lives in currently. Moving from one place to another has always been hard for him, not because he's disabled, but because people in his village always ask him for money in order to carry him from one place to another. He does not have that kind of money, and that's why he stays home. He lives in the far hills. He never goes to church, weddings, burials, or even visit friends and family, which makes his life even more challenging and more complicated. Crawling on the ground hurts him so very much, and most times it damages his skin and brings out a lot of blood. This also made the skin on his knees as hard as it shouldn't be. They thought that he wouldn't get a wife or have a life of being a man at home and anything like that, but surprisingly, he got a wife called Cecilia and they lived together for quite some time. With his wife Cecilia, they gave birth to 10 normal and beautiful children. They had a very beautiful and happy family, but unfortunately, all the 10 children and their mother Cecilia died, and that was the most terrifying moment in his entire life. After some good time of being single and lonely, he proposed to another woman called Beatrice that later became his second wife, who loves him very much, and now they are happily living together. His second wife's case is also similar to his case because she also lost her husband and all her children at the same time. The couple says that this situation has helped them comfort each other slowly by slowly, and that's how they both fell for each other. When her friends and relatives saw that after losing her family, which included her husband and children, and now she was going for a disabled man, none of them supported her. They all told her that she was crazy and she should get back to her senses. They always asked her what this kind of man would help her in life. They always laughed and made fun of her, that he would never satisfy her sexual desires, but she gave them a deaf ear because she was determined to go with this man. The old man also thanks the Lord, and he believes that God loves him so very much, because it's the only way that has kept him surviving from day to day all the 75 years of his life. Food for both the old man and woman has also been hard to get, since none of them works and they have no child to give them anything, since they are all dead. At home, this man does a lot of housework, which includes cooking, washing dishes, washing clothes, breaking firewood, and a lot more. This makes him matter, and though disabled, it makes him feel as useful as a man should be. They couldn't give birth to any children since the two met at an old age, of which the old woman cannot get pregnant in any way possible, however much they have always been wishing to. They spend their romantic moments in very many different ways. They tell each other stories and share experiences. Besides that, the old man also has a local instrument that he made himself, which he plays while singing love songs to his lovely wife.
Yemwe rero kanguka burakeye nyiramana tujye guca gacuru.
The old man says it has been so long since he last went to church, and all he wishes for right now is to visit somewhere and leave his house, even if it will take just a few minutes. The two were requested to say Afrimax TV, and this was it.
Afrimax TV.
Afrimax TV.
Aha!
Love recognizes no barriers. It jumps handles, leaps fences, penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope. They have no child, no wealth, and no one to take care of them. One of them is disabled, but they got love amongst them, and that's what keeps them even more happy day by day. All that the old man requests for right now is a wheelchair to ease his case of movements, because it gets hard every time he's trying to move, even when it's a short distance. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone gives you courage. Do what you can with all you have where you are. Thank you for watching Afrimax TV. This is Prince. Do not forget to subscribe.